Welcome back to this edition of Joe on the Job Site. Today, my guest is Anna Pohm. She's employed by Scorpio Construction as a senior project coordinator. What we're going to find out today is how she got to where she's at today and some of the interesting things she's had in her life as she's progressed to where she's at now. Welcome, Anna. I'm glad to have you. Thank you for coming
Thank you.
on.
I appreciate you inviting me.
I hear you're from Brazil.
Yes, that's right.
So tell us a little about that.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in the United States, and
Mm.
someone coming from another country to live in the United States. My grandfather did that, but it's always interesting to hear.
Yeah.
So can you share some of that with us?
Yeah, of course. Again, thank you for having me here. So back in 2015, my parents and I were kind of talking like, hey, let's let's try it out. Let's have Anna do 1 year in the US, see if she gets used to it. Maybe she'll go through high school, maybe she'll go through college. It was very unknown at the time. So mom and I packed our things up, came here. I took like 6 months of middle school and then moved on to high school and got very used to it. Had my friends, my support system, all of that. So yeah, went through high school, all of my 4 years. Graduated in 2020.
Which high school did you
I
go?
went to Olympia High School back in
Our
Metro
company
West.
built that years ago.
Yeah.
So went over off of by Arnold Palmer's place.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's such a great school, and like their buildings are phenomenal, and the teachers are awesome. That's actually where I first got in touch with construction. It
Well,
was in high
before you
school.
go any farther,
Mm-hmm.
how did you pick Orlando?
Um.
Of all the places in Florida,
Uh-huh.
how did you pick?
So let's just say my family and we traveled a lot back in the day,
Okay.
and came to Disney a couple of times.
Oh,
And we
there.
were
Okay,
like,
that's it. There you go. There's the
yeah, of
anchor.
course. And we're like, why not? We can just live close by Disney, go there every weekend. So that's kind of how we chose Orlando. And that's what got me here. So yeah, Olympia, it was a great 4 years. The teachers there are awesome. And then
Did you have a favorite teacher that made a difference while you were there?
I did. I had a couple. So one, it was my Italian teacher, which I'm actually still friends with to this day.
So you speak Italian?
I did. Imagine
That's going to
three
make language 3. I can 2 scrambles
So if you
me
hear
up.
my accent a little bit, it might be both. I'm kidding. But so yeah, my Italian teacher, I took Italian all the way through AP Italian, got my credit for AP Italian with him, and we're still very good friends. He is such a great person and just friends with my family, and just became part of the family at this point. And then the other person was my blueprint reader teacher. So her name was
Blueprint reading in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, Sylvia D. Torres. She was, maybe she still is, a professor at Orange Technical College. And then Olympia had this partnership with them where you could take those blueprint reader classes in high school at their classroom that they had at Olympia.
Yeah.
So I loved the class so much that like by my last 2 years of high school, I didn't even take lunch breaks anymore. I was just in her class, sitting down, working on my projects, working on my drawings.
So when you were taking the blueprint reading,
Mm-hmm.
give us a little scenario of how they taught you that.
So we started by learning how to draw by hand, which was awesome. It was a very, very good introduction to the industry.
Did you have to use like a 4H and a 2H and all that for different line types?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did. And then like the French curve, and then the two triangles, the what is it?
T-square?
T-square. Yes, I was gonna say
Yep.
T-ruler. And then we had like different types of paper. We actually used a blueprint reader where you would like put the two papers on it, and then it would like make a copy out of it.
Now, did it come out with white lines and blue background?
It was the white paper with blue lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was the blue background with the white lines, and boy, did it smell. You let it air a while.
Yeah.
I remember.
It smelled a little bit, not as bad, but it was a great like introduction to how everything worked. And then I believe like the second to third year, you would start getting more into designing on the computer. So I was able to graduate high school with a certified professional certificate in AutoCAD, Inventor, and Revit.
So
So,
that's quite an accomplishment.
hmm
I had to do 3 semesters of AutoCAD in
hmm
college. And what is it they have in there? Buy blocks
hmm
that you can use to help yourself draw. You can pull
yeah,
them out and use
yeah,
them and stuff. Or you can make windows and toilet templates and stuff in different scales. And you just had to copy them in and paste them. I remember that. And then they did come out with 3D CAD.
hmm
And that was my last class was the 3D CAD, which I
hmm
thought was great. Now you don't even hear it because you have BIM and um,
yeah.
what is it, BIM and VDC now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think Revit has now taken over AutoCAD. AutoCAD
Hmm.
is kind of obsolete at this point. People still use it, but it's much more for the 2D than 3D aspect of it. So yeah, that actually took me to go get a CAD degree at Valencia. So,
So you're now a qualified CAD operator. I hope the audience is listening here.
so yes, I did that. So I took I was doing 2 majors at Valencia when I joined the college. So I was going through architecture as well as getting my CAD certificate on the side.
That's great.
It was very
And
interesting.
architecture isn't just about drawing.
hmm
It's a lot about codes and requirements
It is.
and different things. There's a whole lot of things. And you look at that sheet on the very front of
hmm
the page where it says occupancy and it tallies up everything
Right.
and square footages. There's all reasons it's there
hmm
for the spot check for the codes and requirements. And
Yeah.
first one I ever got nailed on was travel path.
Oh yeah. Egress paths.
Egress
Yeah.
path was too long.
hmm hmm
We actually did a building where the egress path was too long. We had it permitted and on the site. And
hmm
the inspector caught it and said, "This is not going to work."
hmm
Fortunately, we were able to get to the engineer and everything, and they designed something to add the other stairwell and
Yep.
make it fit. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot to it. It isn't just drawing.
There is, yeah. There, when you get deep into it, you understand why it's important and as it should be. But there's much more than just your evacuation plan that's on site for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So love architecture. I appreciate all the architects I work with, but it wasn't for me. I learned 2 years in. Again, I'm non-traditional, so I'm working full time, going to school part time. And I learned that maybe it wasn't my time to be in architecture school. Um, Still love it, but I had the opportunity to take a few construction classes in this process of finding out
Like
what.
construction management type.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what did I want to do? Let's do something similar to architecture. So let's try this intro to construction and see if I like it. It was probably the best decision I've ever made because I fell in love with not only the subject, but also the professor was great. He was a former Imagineer, worked at Disney for like 20 years, worked at the Pandora, the land, and would show us pictures of
When you say Pandora, you're
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yes.
So that was one of my projects.
Yeah.
That and base park expansion.
hmm
We had quite a team out there. I was one of many that worked on it.
Yeah. And it was just seeing the pictures and seeing how much love he has for the profession. I was like, there's something here. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna keep going with this. So I fully changed my major to construction management and then graduated Valencia with my AS in both computer aided design as well as construction management.
That's quite an accomplishment.
hmm
You know, when you're talking about
hmm
Avatar and all the designs at Disney, that's an animal kingdom. I was out there and got to meet one of the designers
hmm
of that park. And I asked, we were putting in new venues and revamping venues
hmm
and widening walkways because the requirement for access with the new show
hmm
was making them widen the walkways and stuff. And I asked the guy about the thing, and we had some stuff in the way, and they were trees. And I said,
hmm
we can cut those trees down. And he goes, no. Every tree you see, every
hmm
bush you see is on stage
hmm
here. It is there for a reason. and he started showing me why it was there and how they used it to divide spaces from
Mhm.
one another without just big fences. And it looked so great because it was vegetation
Yeah.
and you really didn't pay attention to what was behind it. You saw the vegetation and they put a lot of thought in how they were going to plan it out, and the plants that were there. It
Mhm.
was really good.
No, it
I could
is.
see where you'd enjoy that.
Yeah, and not only that, like the passion, the way that he explained things to us, this specific professor, Professor Forbes, at Valencia, he did such a great job in making me fall in love with construction. He was the one that taught me estimating. He was the one that taught me intro to scheduling. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna stop here. So let's keep going. I'll go for my bachelor's. So
And you're still working on the
still
bachelor's, but you're
working on
soon
it.
to get it.
Yes, currently pursuing my bachelor's at Seminole State College. Um, might go for my master's. We'll see. TBD. But it's something I mean, I fell in love with just the industry, and then getting to know what ABC was through Seminole State, getting more involved and getting to network with these awesome people has just been a phenomenal experience.
So you're involved quite a bit with them. One of the things I wanted to back up a little bit.
Mhm.
Now, you're the first one of your family in the States,
I am. Yes.
and you've learned and had quite of an experience in here, and you're going to school. You came over, did high school, you made a complete change.
Yes.
So, if you had to ask the question, what is your favorite thing to do while you're around here in Central Florida?
Um,
You know, it can be the beach or whatever, but
yeah,
you
I would say going to the beach is definitely something. It's a place where I can just unwind from the whole chaos of, construction, work, school, and all of that. I also like going to the theme parks. Don't have that much time for that anymore, but that is something I definitely enjoy. And I love going to farmers markets. There, I always find so many like interesting things there, and just like I don't know, like seasonings and like foods that I've never tried. It's definitely interesting. So I would say like going to the beach, farmers markets on the weekends is definitely how I like spending my time.
the beach where I live is 45 minutes away.
Mhm.
It's one straight shot across State Road 44 to the
Mhm.
beach. And my wife loves it here too for that. I worked in Palm Bay. We did a project, and my wife came down with the kids, and we went to the beach there. And then the next day they left because it was on a Sunday. It was a long weekend. I had to work
Mhm.
because we alternated who covered the weekends. Anyway, she said, I'm going to the house, but I won't be back until late tonight. I said, why? She said, we're stopping at beaches. They stopped at 4 beaches on the way home.
There you go.
They went up the coastline at beach and beach and beach, and then they went home.
They got to visit 4 of them.
They
That's great. Yeah.
they barely beat me home that day. So I can understand your love for the beach.
Yeah, and I guess just being from Brazil, being from a tropical country, I love my country, I really do. As always, when I can always go back, I will. Just like visiting my family, spending a couple weeks there, here and there. It's definitely something that I feel like it's like refreshing. I come back refreshed and just like recharged to keep taking on more and more and succeeding in my career.
Well, you've got quite a bit on your plate right now
Mhm.
because
I
you're
do.
working full time, you're going to school,
Mhm.
member of ABC, member of NAWIC. You know, you mentioned that you had a professor that was really impactful because he got you to understand the love of construction,
Mhm.
why in envisioning and how to put the thing together to make it look like what you want. And that takes a lot because there's always someone that
Mhm.
has to envision the end product that the owner wants to see.
Mhm.
And you seem to have some good experience with that. Now, now that you've lived here for a while, who have you had a mentor outside of college that's helped you along or
Mhm.
showed you the ropes? You know, because your interest is strong and that
Mhm.
is really good. I look forward to someone like you in 30 years
Mhm.
teaching someone you sitting over here to bring someone up and having a young person over there.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see that in you. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I think that'd be great for the future.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
So, being the first in the US,
Mhm.
what do you do for fun now?
Oh, let's say like you did mention, I do have a lot on my plate as of right now. So, working, being in school, and then ABC and NAWIC. Um, I would say just I like chilling on the weekends and taking some time off for myself. I love reading, and I just found out that I love painting. I never tried it before. Tried it a couple times. I'm like, I really like this. So I've painted a little bit. I actually have a painting class coming up this weekend.
Well, that's great.
I know. It's very random.
Now, is this going to be painting buildings
No.
or artwork?
We're doing like abstract like forms, artwork. No, gotta get away from buildings a little
Yeah.
bit.
My mother-in-law is a muralist and a painter,
Mhm.
and both of my daughters are very talented. My
Mhm.
one daughter has won quite a few awards for her sculptures and paintings
It's
and stuff.
awesome.
My oldest daughter likes to design artwork, and she has won
Mhm.
awards for hers. My mother-in-law is started taking them when they were little
Mhm.
and teaching them basics and stuff. I mean, they painted chairs and they moved up to painting
Mhm.
paintings and different things and showing them how to blend the colors and stuff. And I think it made a lot for them in their life on how to develop that kind of, I don't want to call it artwork, but it's graphic designs or something. And
Yeah,
my youngest daughter actually got to go meet one of the artists for Disney. Had been there like 25, 30
that's
years.
great.
He that drew Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and all those. And
Mhm.
she did want to go to the university, but she realized that was a challenge for her.
Mhm.
So NAWIC.
NAWIC.
NAWIC is what is your involvement with NAWIC?
So I have been a student member with them since October of 2024. So I'd say like a year and a half now. I just became an active member through Scorpio, who sponsored my membership, and I am running for board next year. So hopefully I'll be one of the directors. We'll see. Hopefully when this comes out. But yes, I'm running for to be on their board of directors and help out with just organizing the events and making sure they have all the support they need.
They're a very good group.
Mhm.
I have friends with them. I love what they do for the community, the people, the talent,
Mhm.
and they bring in people, they teach them, and they help them get their foot on the ground and find their way.
Yes.
That is really good. Um,
And I mean, a lot of my support system comes from NAWIC. A lot of my really good friends, and I look forward to not only being on the board with them, but also like just working through all these events and yeah, courses and all of that. So
all right, we had to take a short break. We're back. So your involvement
mhm,
with the student chapters with CMC, which
yeah,
is Construction Management Competition.
mhm,
And I understand you traveled for one of
yes,
these competitions.
for two,
For 2.
yeah,
Okay, and you're gonna do another one coming up.
I will,
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah,
So fill us in on that and what you
yeah.
guys were doing.
And I think Chris kind of mentioned a little bit about his experience with the CMC when he went through UCF. But yeah, so our Seminole State student chapter has now competed 3 times, and I've been part of 2. So, construction management competition, we put a proposal together, and then we basically bid on a project. It's like we were literally hard bidding on a project, and that's why we get an RFP.
So they send you a package of this is the mock-up job you're going to pursue.
Yes.
Put together,
Hmm.
this is your RFP, and then you put together in the information and present it for them.
Yes.
So you do that with the student chapters.
Yes. That's what we do.
So how do you get people doing that? What do you do for getting them, standing up and talking in front of people is
Yeah.
not always easy.
No, it's not. So what we do is we usually go out to the classes. So we'll grab the schedule, go out to Seminole State college classes, just speak to the students for like 5 quick minutes. Like, hey, this is what the ABC student chapter is. This is what the competition is. If you're interested, come and join one of our meetings and see what is it's all about. And then we got a very good amount of students last year. We got 11 students interested, which was a record for Seminole State. With the student chapter being so new, we're still like trying to put the word out there and make sure that students know that it even exists. Because again, we're talking non-traditional students, right? So people
Hmm.
that are working full time, going to school at night. Some of them have kids, some of them have families that they're taking care of. So adding one more thing to the plate, I just want to make sure that we're showing to them like, hey, this is worth it. This will make you succeed in your professional career. So getting them interested, and then making sure that they understand that there is a time commitment, because it's like a second job. We're putting a proposal together, and it's usually not a small project. Last year, which was earlier this year, so last academic year, we did the Hyatt Regency in Salt Lake City. It's a huge project. We're talking like 600,000 square feet. We're talking like 26 floors
Wow.
and like over 500 not units, but hotel rooms. And then you have the lobby, you have the little market, you have the convention center that's right next to it. Like, how are you going to connect all of that to an existing convention center?
Okay, so the convention center was existing,
Yes. Yeah.
and okay, that's a tough one to do.
It's definitely tough, and I think it was one of the hardest ones that they put out there for the CMC. But I mean, the what you get from it is it's awesome. Like, after going through the CMC, mainly this past year with the Hyatt Regency, I feel like I can take on any challenge at work now, because it was such a big and complex project and so many like pieces that go together, and we need to make sure that they're coordinated. I feel like anything that they throw at me now.
So you had 11 people
Mhm.
working,
Um,
and how many
so
presented?
so 4 present, so we only travel the traveling team is only 6 people. So it's 4 for the main team and then 2 alternates. So our main team would be 6, and then the presenting team would be the 4, the main team. Yeah.
So how do you train them? How do you take a kid that's sitting in the classroom,
Mhm.
bring him up,
Mhm.
and get him ready to stand up in front of judges
Yeah.
to talk about a project? How do you get them to get?
So what we do is we have to talk to that student and understand their level of knowledge and their skills. Like I said, a lot of these students are already working in the industry, which makes it much easier. But what we do is the CMC workshops. So here at ABC, we'll do these like little classes and teach them parts of the RFP basically, or parts of the proposal and how to work through each part. So I believe it's 8 to 10 workshops that we do every year. They're consecutive weeks. We just take a few breaks here and there for like ABC events, and then of course like Thanksgiving break. But that's how we teach them the basics of the how to put the proposal together. And then after those, we have mentors that are assigned to each person. So each person will take a part of the proposal. So the main parts would be estimating, project management, safety, and quality control. And then each of those parts have an assigned mentor that is an ABC member that is willing to help them and meet
Very
with them
good.
every week if needed to work through their part. Yeah.
So, and then once you get it all packaged together
Hmm.
and you get ready, you travel out and do the
Yes.
competition.
So we do the virtual submission, which is the virtual PDF, about 100 and whatever pages. And then we also print that out. So we bring a physical binder with us, and
Now,
then
when
we
you say the
travel out.
virtual, you send in
The
like a
PDF,
slide deck,
the PDF
a
of that
PDF
proposal.
of the
Yeah.
proposal. Okay.
And it has to be bookmarked. It has to be in like a very specific way. And then our binder that we print out is bookmarked the same way, just physically with like binder tabs. And then we fly out to wherever the ABC National Convention is happening, because
Where
it's
was it at
CMC.
last year?
So last year, which was in March, we went to Utah. And then the year before, we went to Vegas.
I bet Vegas was fun.
It was really fun. I had a really good time.
So you take all these kids, get them out
Hmm.
of the classroom,
Hmm.
and then you school them up, teach them, get them
Hmm.
into the point, put them together, let them work with the team.
Hmm.
And then you guys all, so 6 of you will travel to do the competition. What does the competition involve?
So the first day that we get there is what we call step 2. So step 1 was the virtual submission. Step 2 is all the addendums that they will throw at us. So
Just to see if you're on your toes.
yeah, and make sure that we know the project that we're presenting, right? So we sit down. It's a table just like this. It's four of us. We have our monitors. We have second monitors. We have energy drinks. If you see the pictures from earlier this year, the amount of energy drinks on that table is concerning. So we sit down, and then they will throw addendums at us throughout the day. So it starts around 8 or 9 a.m. and it ends around 3 or 4 p.m. And they will keep just sending us stuff like
Are they
every
testing you with the addendums? Do you have to look at them and say
Yes.
we're in a price or add the price or?
We make changes to the schedule, we make changes to the estimate, we add scope to what we already had, or we reduce scope, or we have to do some rework. Or like one example, last year in Vegas, we had an accident happen on site. Like we had a truck that hit a bridge, and then we had to isolate that bridge and make sure that there was no traffic. But then also, how are we getting people to campus if the bridge is closed off? So it's a lot of these things that are hard, but it makes you think outside of the box other than the proposal you already submitted.
Real life
Real life situations.
situations.
Yeah. And it's good that you mentioned that because these projects were already built. So the Hyatt Regency, it's a Hensel Phelps project. And then last year we had the Miracosta College, which was Balfour Beatty. So the addendums that they throw at us were actual things that happened to them during the construction of those projects.
So con- construction management competition is
hmm
a very quick one to say,
hmm
but there's a lot to it.
Oh, yeah.
But you've taken students and gave them a chance to learn and grow
hmm
and meet challenges,
Yes.
which is what you meet every day in the construction field.
Yeah. And yeah.
So do you want to share how you did?
Oh, yes. We did great. And then just adding to step 2, step 3 is also our presentation. So we get shortlisted just like a GC would.
So
Um,
did you guys make it to stand up in front and do the
yes. So
presentation?
the past 2 years that I've been involved, we've shortlisted. And then in Vegas, we got 3rd place for safety and quality control. So we brought 2 awards home. And then this year or last year, for 2026, we placed 1st in quality control. So
That's quite a
1st
bit.
place. Yeah.
Wha-
And I think we were 7th overall out of 30 or 32 schools.
That's quite a success.
Yeah. It for a small college in Central Florida, I'm more than happy.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand you're going to keep doing it.
That's the goal. I'll be captain one more year and make sure that I'm coaching the next students that are coming and participating now so they can take that on after I graduate next year.
Yeah. Are you not thinking of like letting the graduation slide so you could do it again?
I already did it. I could graduate by end of this year, but then that means I couldn't compete. So I'm pushing it a little bit. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's great.
Well, we're going to run out of time here in a minute,
Mhm.
and I want to take a short break.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming. And if you'd like to, we can go take a walk on the job,
Yeah.
and you'll see the things that you marketing and present on coming together piece by piece. It's always great to look at a project and watch it being built.
Yeah.
And you're there when you're digging the hole for the foundation and the underground and setting up the systems.
Mhm.
And then you see the building rise up and it's completely finished and done. I've done a lot of them and it's really satisfying. What really hurts me is when they tear them down because they're so old and I'm the one that helped build it. So let's take a break,
Yeah.
and we'd like to hear more of your in-depth of NAWIC and ABC,
Mhm.
and some services and parts that it provides, and things that you really hold dear to your heart.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So this is Joe on the job site with another edition. Thank you.